Akuma Soul, and today I am joined by the usual Mr. Felix El Gato, Mr. Super Incognito himself, the man.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Ill. And I am also joined by Hawk Wing, Hawk Kaiser, my buddy.
Oh, was I'm so jumping? Or I don't
Nah,
get that.
nah,
That
no,
was
you
very
you were
weird.
just
That was
yeah,
a very weird uh enunciation on that one. I
I
thought you
mean,
was gonna
yeah,
say
I thought he was gonna
something.
say something else, and then he just.
I mean, you don't have as you don't have as many nicknames as Felix, so
Yes, he
I just
does.
I don't
He
have
is a
to refer to
nickname, fucking Mister Angry Man Gundam guy.
Yeah, but somebody in here has a nickname that's associated with a lot of accounts that have been banned over the years. Mr. Uh, Felix, Mr. Naughty Nightwear, Mr. Super Incognito, Mr. El Gato, Mr. Waffle Cone Master. Like,
That's
there's
why
a
they.
lot of fucking nicknames
That's why they should
that
bring back PlayStation Home. I will rack up some more
no.
mans.
Why does this keep coming up? Like we watched the fucking PlayStation event, and everybody was fucking sitting there. Oh man, it's PlayStation Home. Oh, PlayStation Home. This play. Nobody should ever bring back PlayStation Home. That shit should stay dead. That shit should have never been. It should have never been thought of. It was too
Nah,
close to.
that shit was
It was
good. What are you
it
talking
was
about?
like it was like a bunch of little kids getting their first taste of an MMO, and because of
Exactly.
that, because of that, everybody saw the fucking dark side of an MMO where you walk into an area and you just decide, oh, I'm just gonna make my female character,
Female avatar. Chase after her.
girl. Oh my gosh, add me to your friend list. Hey, what's your name? How are you doing?
Do you look just
So,
like your avatar?
oh my gosh, that's the worst one. Like, oh, do you look just like your avatar? Ooh. But
Obviously, bro.
to be fair, it's like, why? Like, you're a dude, right? Why do you want to play like your avatar as a girl unless it's literally made to be like a character? Like,
Well, I believe that some people are like, you know,
No,
like,
I
well,
don't
that's
just a
know.
little starved for
attention.
Attention.
attention, so they go and make female characters, and niggas gonna swarm to them
I want that
every
fucking
single
Doge
time.
meme of like gamers 10 years ago. I pretend to be a girl because it's funny. Gamers now pretend. Oh man. All right, let's get to a topic here.
The obvious topic is, since we were just talking about the PlayStation 5, let's talk about the reveal. Did you guys? Well, I mean,
We have
that we both.
a shit post commentary on the whole event, but to summarize, I guess I'll say for me, my expectations were low and they got exceeded, so I like it. There are a few games announced that I really am interested in. Demon Souls Remastered. That game has
No,
been locked on the PS3 for far too long.
you don't say. When you
I
were
can't wait to
screaming,
play the same game again. Yeah.
I can't get on you for that. I am playing Xenoblade Chronicles not Cross, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, Cross Definitive Edition. That will happen one day. Please, I beg of you.
Stop it.
I beg of you.
And
But
the other one, like Ratchet and Clank, there were some cool things like that. That one about the astronaut and the little girl by Capcom that looks to be like The Last of Us in space, something like that. And there are a lot
uh,
of Dark Souls games. I like it's just like Bloodborne, but
well, actually, Insomniac confirmed today that female Lombax is. I remember seeing on Twitter, mostly because I follow Mr. Bancho Gatto over here. There was actually a person who got like banned from the Ratchet and Clank subreddit because they were drawing like the female Lombax.
yeah, because the fucking cum brain moderators was like, enough, enough. I can't control my fucking furry boner. God.
Like, I imagine that the Ratchet and Clank community is probably just about on the same level as the Klonoa community.
At least they're
Bro,
hetero.
Are they?
I can't say that during Pride Month. Canceled.
Well, first of all, you gotta have money to get canceled. You gotta have a little bit of followers. Maybe we get at least 100. We can have the honor of getting a fucking mob to
Bro,
come and
somebody's
attack
gonna
us for
quote
a
this in
penny.
5 years and we're gonna be
Yeah,
finished.
exactly. 5 years from now, we're all gonna get canceled.
Okay, nigga.
I'll be canceled just for being involved with you guys. Oh,
We're black. We're immune to being canceled,
how
right?
dare you hang out with those people? It's almost like people of differing opinions and beliefs can hang out, and it doesn't exactly mean that they agree on everything.
We
I definitely
definitely don't agree. Hot Kaiser,
That
what
nigga's
do you
a
think
bitch.
about the PS5 reveal?
Oh, you already know what I think. I think the PS5 is a fucking abomination, a fucking abortion, bro.
Are you just talking about the
PS5.
look?
Everything about the PS5 reveal was dog shit. No games. It's fucking the size of a goddamn table. One of the worst color schemes of
Bro, if a
all
fucking
PlayStation.
robber breaks into your house and tries to steal your PS5, you got time to stop him, dude. Nigga be like, ugh, shit.
He just comes up to your room. He's like, "Yo, bro, can you help me with this? I can't get it out the door."
It's like, nah, nigga, I needed a moving team to get that up here.
Like, niggas like Felix and Akoma, they talking about, oh, my expectations were low. No, they weren't. You're just drones. Y'all
No,
niggas
they
just
really
clap.
were. Well, like,
Y'all
I
clap
wasn't
like little
expecting.
circus monkeys every time they fucking come out with a new console. That's what happens. You gonna buy it day one, you're gonna go stand in line for 8 fucking hours, you're gonna get scalped. But you're not gonna go to the hospital. You're gonna stay in line. You don't lose your fucking spot, so you can take your little Instagram pictures. Get the PS5. Get the PS5.
So, anything you see there interest you?
Not at all. Not a single fucking game. They have no fucking games. Oh, what are you gonna go play? What's the shit? Rap snacks or
Bug
whatever?
snacks.
Get the fuck out of my face with that shit, dude.
You're gonna wake up in a Bug Snacks universe.
And I honestly thought that looked like kind of weird. Like somebody pointed out how weird that is because there are these people on this island, and whenever they eat these anthropomorphized little like
Food
burgers and
problems.
sausages and stuff, it robs away their abilities to like do things. Like, oh, he ate a sausage, now his hand turns into a sausage. Now he's like, oh well, I can't hold anything because I don't have any more fingers.
No, it honestly reminds me of like those fucking clip show episodes of Rick and Morty. Back when it was okay.
I honestly don't remember those. Like I remember watching. I weirdly watched some of Rick and Morty when I was over in Japan, and that shit just was just like I don't know why I'm watching this. I kind of feel bad watching it.
Well, that's the point. It's avant garde. Akuma, what did you think of the PS5 reveal?
Um, I didn't actually have many expectations. Like I was just kind of looking forward to like see what they were going to release, and more importantly, I was looking forward to the price being announced, which surprise, surprise, they didn't actually say anything.
Well, of course they can't, because Microsoft didn't say anything about their price.
This is like the most ridiculous game of chicken I've ever seen people. Well, if we announce how much our console costs, then they're just going to announce something cheaper. And I get the reason, like especially now. The reason is since the economy's in such a bad shape, nobody's going to want to spend fucking $500 on a new video game box when they have one just fine and has more games on it most of the time.
And
So
on top of that, like the second one company announces the price, you better believe the competition will undercut them immediately. It doesn't even matter if it's like 1 cent less, but it'd be like $499.98. Shit, I ain't about to
yeah,
spend $499.99. Let me get that shit.
yeah, and I think Hawkeyser made a good point when we were watching the presentation was the fact that the controller now has so many built-in mechanics with the haptic feedback and the special whatever those things are called, the special triggers
Haptic feedback, and
and a
yeah,
mic being built into the controller. Those controllers alone are going to run a huge price, and then they're going to be packed in with the PS5. So I really can't see this thing getting under maybe like 450.
But that
Like,
is absolutely how they make their profit, because Sony and even Microsoft to an extent has always sold their shit their consoles like at a loss, and they just make up for it. They more than make up for it with their what are they called,
Accessories.
accessories. I was thinking of the other word, but yeah, that works.
that
Because
and like
you can make a huge profit off that shit.
that and the fact that Sony has what would be the best way of describing this? Like movie theater level exclusives.
Yeah.
Like in the sense
Yeah,
that they're like something comes out
that was a good choice of words.
in the sense that something comes, people go to see it because they're like, like the casual person who has an interest in video games will see it and they'll be like, huh, this is really good looking, this is really interesting. I mean, think about it. They have Horizon.
Horizon Into the West or some shit.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, but I'm trying to remember
No,
the
the
new one.
sequel is like Horizon
Journey to the West, whatever.
for
uh
Far Skies. I don't know.
the new Spider-Man game, and Ratchet and Clank, and a few other things that I'm probably forgetting offhand.
They're like
But
big deals that if you play video games, you would want to play. Like
yeah, exactly.
on the other hand, like Microsoft exclusives are games where they're not like pre-existing franchises. Like, I mean, they are, but they're like if you never played Halo in your life, you wouldn't be interested to play Halo 7. You never played, same thing with Gears and stuff like that. Microsoft doesn't really have stuff like that, or they didn't. Like, even now is arguable. Like, if they make another Killer Instinct, it's just like, man, for these niche 5 people who play Killer Instinct on the N64, you're really going all out, aren't you? Like,
I
oh,
feel like
Battletoads,
I
whatever.
feel like as much crap as Microsoft is given, like their exclusives almost always feel like they tie back to the core Microsoft fan base.
Yeah, or Sony is always trying something new. Between the Japanese branch and the Western branch, Sony is always like, well, let's see what what can stick. It's just like,
Like,
please, can I have a Crash Bandicoot? And you're like, despite our millions of dollars, we just can't come to an agreement with Activision. Shut up. Yes, you
yeah,
can. You fucking make the Spider-Man games with Activision. Yeah, whatever.
it really does feel like. But I'm getting a bit off topic. What I was gonna say was the fact that ultimately I think the reveal was good because they avoided the problems that Microsoft had with the Series One big party, whatever the fuck it was called thing, where they just, oh, we're gonna show you video game after video game after video game, and it's all gonna be real time gameplay, and there was like no
Bullshit.
gameplay
It
for
was
like
all
half of the things.
bullshit. All of it was bullshit.
Like at least Sony didn't say like we're only gonna show gameplay. They showed some gameplay like of the Ratchet and Clank game, which that looks really good. But more importantly, they stuck to showing the games, and like I said, they did what they were supposed to. They showed off the games, mostly because I don't think that the PS5 is gonna, at least right now, come out with anything that's particularly super incredible that like the last few generations couldn't do. Like it's not gonna fucking
Yeah, that's how
be
it
able
always
to.
was is for like new consoles.
Yeah, like is it gonna fucking be able to? Is it gonna be able to like clean my floors or something? Like I don't fucking know. I doubt it. But
I forget to get the
oh,
fucking sources for this, but just trust me, okay? Source me.
Trust me, bro. Come on.
I
I wouldn't lie to you.
saw
I wouldn't give you wrong information.
based the rumored price for like I think it was on Rudders, where they got an expert and they were like, "There's no way the PlayStation 5 could cost more than $499." So I mean, I called that. If that's true, I'm Nostradamus. And then another one is like an expert said that the Xbox Series Xbox could be as
Just
low
a
as
fucking
$400, but it would probably be in the middle. So yeah, there's your price ranges, 400 to 500. And honestly, if it's above, if either one of those consoles is above $500, they fucking lost. They lost. It's over.
well, this is also Sony, who at one point, never forget, they were like, "Oh, you don't think you can afford a PS3, $600 PlayStation 3? You should get a second job because you're gonna want to own this console."
I,
And it's
I
like,
I'm so rich I can afford one PlayStation 3 and one game. Whoa.
fucking, do you know what some of the design philosophy behind the original Xbox 360 was? Why it was so big?
Why? Oh,
Because
because it was
wanted
gonna replace everything with your fucking 360.
because they wanted the console to show dominance.
Is
Based.
that why the PS5 is gonna be so fucking big?
Maybe because they wanted it to be so big that it draws your attention to it.
It just
That
looks
all the
like
other consoles
fucking
look weak by comparison.
Hal from Space Odyssey 2001. Shit.
The fucking monolith, just the Microsoft monolith falls down from the heavens and fucking squashes the weak and pathetic Nintendo Switch beneath foot.
Bro,
Charlotte
the Switch
Flair's
is the
theme
biggest
starts playing.
disappointment.
The Switch.
Yeah, dude.
How
Has
is
no
it a
game.
big disappointing?
That shit has no games, dude.
Oh,
I
you
literally have like 20 games that I play
you're
on that.
insane. Well, maybe you shouldn't have bought a Switch for one fucking game.
I didn't buy it for one game. I bought it for the potential of multiple games.
You bought it for fucking Smash and
I have
the
three games.
potential of
I have three games.
Bayonetta.
I got fucking Smash Brothers, fucking Astral Chain, and Fire Emblem. No, I got four games. I
You
got
got
Fire Emblem, Three
that
Houses, and I
trash
got.
Star Command game.
Oh yeah, I did buy that. That was long. I traded that shit in. That was garbage.
There's actually another game that I saw recently that coming out that's going to be invoking the spirit of Star Fox, but instead of your typical furry characters, it's going to be literal animals.
Okay.
Why?
I don't fucking know, dude. I'm not a fucking space pilot furry player. That's your stuff, not me.
Nice.
Ratchet
Gotcha.
and Clank, Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper, Star Fox,
Yeah, all good games.
SWAT Cats.
Yeah, good show.
No, it's not. Okay.
We gonna end this podcast right fucking now. If you ever disrespect me like that again,
Maybe you guys
Smash
should.
that podcast
Maybe you
with-
guys should go back and see if SWAT Cats is as good as you say it is.
No.
You know what?
No.
I will do that. I will do that.
Oh
And
my
I'll come back and
god.
I'll let y'all niggas know. Cause I am
Okay.
convinced that show was my childhood, man. Y'all niggas don't know.
Oh.
Y'all bitch ass niggas nowadays. Y'all watch the garbage like what Adventure Time or some bullshit. Fucking Steven Universe. Nah, nigga. Fuck out of here with that. Go watch some real cartoons, nigga.
All right.
Is this a call out for the return of a series that we were thinking about?
Bro, can you stop product
Stop
placement?
sounding
I was
so
just
artificial, dude.
talking, bro.
Goddamn.
This nigga a coma. Like we trying to. Do
I was like, yeah, I see where you're
good.
good at. Yeah, yeah. And then this nigga just be like, he pulls out the dollar signs out his pocket and just screws them into his eyeballs. Goddamn.
You gotta be prepared for the hard sell, man. Unlike Sony, I actually know how to put out a price for something that I want.
Okay.
This nigga a coma. You say you black, but I think you might got some Jewish in you.
Wait, let's move on. Anyways.
Move on to what? Move on to gay SpongeBob?
We can briefly
Bro.
talk a bit over this. Like, the more I think about it, the less I want to talk about it.
Bro,
The more I think about it, the more I talk about this, the more I very much want to talk about it.
So, Hot Kaiser, do the quick rundown so people listening will know what we're talking about.
all right. So apparently, sourced on TMZ, fucking for what month is it? It's like Rainbow Month, whatever.
It's
yeah, it's like,
Pride Month.
Nickelodeon was like, oh, fucking SpongeBob is a gay
He's
character.
a member of the
What?
LGBT. Hoo-hoo. And they had
That is wild.
SpongeBob, Core, and then some niggas from some show I've never seen before.
From some, yeah, I had no idea who that bald dude was. I really did.
Oh man, I don't want to have to go to TMZ's website to check out who this character is. I probably would recognize who this character is, but ugh, I just don't want to go to TMZ. Anyway, yeah. So
Yeah,
like everybody talks about fucking cynical this, cynical that. I don't think this is cynical. I just think this is fucked up.
I think it's morally bankrupt because the creator of SpongeBob, Steven Hillenberg, I think it's his name. Rest in peace. The nigga's dead, and Nickelodeon waited. Nickelodeon waited until he was dead, because like throughout his life, he's always said that he doesn't want SpongeBob to be like thought of as gay or like anything. He doesn't. He wanted them to be asexual, like at most, because he's just a cartoon character for kids. And so when he died, they waited. They didn't do it last year, but they waited for this year, and they're like, "Yeah, SpongeBob SquarePants is a member of LGBT." And it's just like, why? Because he does stuff that you think is stereotypically gay. Isn't that like? Aren't you just generalizing and putting people in a box? It's like how we talked about kanji last week, dude.
Yeah, and like SpongeBob's always been that character of like people looked at fucking SpongeBob's attitude, and you've always been like, "He's gay," and like honestly, it's always been one of those things where it's like, who fuck
SpongeBob is supposed to be like a character that anybody can identify with. Like anybody can uh, sympathize with, empathize with, project themselves in, or whatever, or not even do any of that stuff. And when you start like retroactively applying character traits to him, then it just cheapens whatever he had. Like, all right, go.
it's just the feeling of SpongeBob being made into this LGBT character. It's like I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with how like Nickelodeon's just deciding to do all these things the instant that SpongeBob's original creator is gone.
It's literally death of
And
the Arthur.
like it's the same thing as like I feel with like Disney trying to get their hands into the Tolkien stuff. It's like it's like if this was something that was decided by the creator, like the creator was like, here, take SpongeBob. I don't care. You can decide what you want to do with it. Fine. But if this is literally like SpongeBob just all of a sudden SpongeBob's creator dies and then Nickelodeon has rights to the character and they're just like, all right, cool, we're going to start marketing the shit out of this character any way that we feel like, it starts to become corporate, scummy.
Well, that's a running theme with modern fucking SpongeBob. If you haven't noticed, I haven't watched that show in like 10, 15 years.
So it's not
But
really
like,
modern.
but like, from what I hear, from what I see, that show has lost all form of soul that it once had.
Oh yeah, you just reminded me how the original creator also didn't want there to be like a sequel series, but then Nickelodeon announced the fucking SpongeBob baby show, so they're double
Jesus
disrespecting this
Christ.
man. Yeah.
It very much is like a fucking Big Bang Theory level, like Little Sheldon or whatever the fucking spinoff was, where it's
Yeah.
just Sheldon as a kid. Like, fucking, do you like? I get it. SpongeBob is a fucking juggernaut cash cow for Nickelodeon. It's been running since SpongeBob's been running since we were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get it. It's like their flagship. It's SpongeBob is basically their Mickey Mouse. But you can't fucking like it's just it comes off so fucking scummy. SpongeBob's probably going to outlive like most other cartoons. Like it's already outlived like anything that started around its time period. It's outlived like almost every single Cartoon Network property. I can't think of any Cartoon Network property that's gone on as long as that.
Yeah, you're right.
Like
Cartoon Network lets their shit die.
well, to sometimes to their benefit, like
Yeah.
Eddie
Yeah.
Had a good ending. I can't remember the last Bravo, but I know a lot like that too well. The less said about the better. Let's not get into that. Uh, and Courage the Cowardly Dog, I think, all what I remember, or at least a good last episode.
And like Samurai Jack proved that if you do have something that's been gone for a while, it's not always best to bring it back.
I mean, you and I will always differ on like how that up being, but I do agree like the fact that at least that had an ending, which that could have gone to becoming one of those shows that literally never goes anywhere and it just dies. Like there's too many American shows that have that like point where they get and they just never end. I'm trying to think of one offhand.
Like
Like there
everything
was a
else
lot of
that Gennady Tarkovsky fucking made.
like Symbiotic Titan.
Yeah.
How
Jesus
dare you
Christ.
make a cartoon that doesn't sell toys? Thanks, Cartoon Network.
Well, I just don't want to sell to. I think that goes against the point of my series. Well, fuck your series.
You know, if or that first season of what was it, Thundercats, the 2014 one, I think, or
Yes.
17.
The one that's not the latest one.
Yeah, the one that literally everyone dislikes, even people who were like. Even like the people who were like, "Oh, come on, guys, give it a chance. Come on, it's Thundercats.
It
Let's
had
just see
so
what
much
happens."
potential, and then it just got mean spirited, cynical.
I mean, I'm not even. I'm talking about the. I'm talking about the fucking Steven Universe art style one right now.
Oh no, hell, fucking no! What the fuck?
No,
What
no,
are you
I'm talking. I'm not talking about that having. I'm not talking about that having like potential or anything, or me liking that. I'm talking about the fact that everybody hated that. Like that shit was garbage. Like
It's
everybody disliked that. Nobody liked that. But talking about the 2014 Thundercats, that one was I remember like when the first couple episodes of that came out, fucking Twitter was on fire. People were talking about it back and forth, like in every single PlayStation chat that I was in
yeah.
at the time. And like everybody was really looking forward to seeing what would happen with it. And ultimately nothing. Because it was
Ultimately, our boy Lionel gets cut twice.
it reminds me a lot of what happened with the original Avatar: The Last Airbender, where it had almost gotten canceled a bunch of times because it cost so much to make, and they weren't making a big enough return on it because the toys and merchandise wasn't fucking flying off the shelves.
Which is that's fucking sad because that was one of the best shows that they ever had.
I'd argue it's probably the best cartoon Nickelodeon's ever made.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that at the end of the day, all of this comes down to merchandise. These companies like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network are like, can we merchandise this cartoon to make back the profit and make even more profit? Which ultimately they couldn't. Which, guess what? Things like Steven Universe, no matter how much we dislike it, that brings in merch. That brings in merch money. They're able to merchandise that shit like crazy, and that's why it's still going.
That's
While
crazy
Symbiotic
because
Titan fucking floundered, or Generator Rex floundered and died.
I have a theory about that. Is that like it really depends. Like their target audience aren't who's supporting these shows, right? Like they're not the ones who keep these shows afloat. It's these fucking man children who are like, oh, finally a cartoon for me. It's like for an adult, like no nigga, you're not an adult. You never grew up. You're a fucking man child or a woman child, and you just watch this shit because it has like fake anime references to it, and you're like, oh wow, kids nowadays have it so good. When I was a kid, we didn't have good shows. Like, no, you didn't. You weren't interested in that. You stupid. Okay.
Yeah, because like growing up, like one of my favorite shows growing up was fucking Ben 10.
Yeah, that's a
And
good fucking show.
yeah, and Ben 10 was like it was good, it was marketable, it had tons of merchandise, tons of video games, tons of everything. Like there was Ben 10 shirts, fucking lunch bags, book bags, fucking everything. And that shit was crazy marketable and like I can't like see why people are like, "Oh, well, we didn't have cool stuff like this. Ben 10 was fucking like the first series was good. The first series of Ben 10 is probably the best one.
It's definitely the
Where
best. But
Ben
I think
10 went wrong was all the new series and new retcons and
the one, yeah,
reboots
I
and all
think
that shit.
after they started making it like too serious, you know what I'm saying? That's when it started getting kind of wild. Like, and then they went the complete fucking opposite direction and just turned it into like fucking
Let me say,
Johnny
The-
Test.
no,
yes,
no, no,
yeah.
no, no. Listen, listen, listen. I've seen a couple episodes of that, and while the art style is definitely goofy and childish, it still has like about a similar tone to the original. So whatever. It's just
I
like that art style was gonna disengage many people from the jump.
I absolutely could not get behind it. Like once it got past the once it got past Ultimate Alien, like the art style for it changed so drastically because there was Omniverse, I think that was the one. But
Yeah,
from my understanding, like a lot of stuff that happens in Omniverse is actually like fucking comic booky as fuck. Like Ben and some other alien go back to like the beginning of time, like the fucking Big Bang and shit, and like fight Vilgax again because it's always Vilgax. It's always Vilgax.
yeah. Omniverse is really good. The art style on that was definitely like not as good, but you know it wasn't fucking Ben 10 babies, but it was good because the thing I liked the most about Omniverse is they were like, fuck it, we had so many continuities, let's just say all of them are canon and all the Bens are aware of each other, and I like that idea. I wish they
Yeah,
would have continued
fucking
with it, but whatever.
yeah. I don't know. I just remembered they had a Ben 10 live action movie. I think they had two of those,
They
didn't
had
they?
two, and they were both fucking trash. But then they were canon. Like he was using movie monsters, or he was using movie aliens in the
So
fucking show.
weird. Oh God, that weird era of Cartoon Network where they thought everybody wanted to watch live action. The
I
fuck are
just
we got?
leveled up. Okay, okay. Live
But
action shows in the West are bad, but over in Japan they figured that shit out. They've known that shit since the fucking Showa era, dude. And finally, what we've known in the Otaku Clubhouse for so long is finally being introduced to the rest of you fucking plebs. Tokusatsu is coming to the West in a big way, in a major official way, except when they copyright claim their own channel.
fucking copyright claim their own stuff. Thanks, Toei. Only you. Only fucking you.
Well, I think it doesn't have something to do with like the rights over here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. So the
Some sort of
It's
Tokusatsu
dispute.
channel came out. They were talking about this for months and months, and then finally it came out, and they had all these old episodes of Toku that you would have a hard time finding, even on torrent sites or whatever. I mean, legal backup sites.
Yeah,
well,
FBI on their way.
They had O Ranger, like the original Super Sentai. I think it was O Ranger, right? Yes. They had that whole season. They had Kamen Rider. They have shows that we've been
Masked
watching lately.
Rider. Masked Rider.
Miss me
Stop.
with that.
No,
Rider.
Miss
no,
me with
stop.
that.
They had shows we've been watching lately, like Jiraiya and Space Cop Gavin, Space Sheriff Gavin, I should say.
Oh, you said cop.
And fucking even weird fucking shows like what was that Magical Girl Pipe?
Magical Girl. Pai Pai. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
It's
just like,
fucking weird.
and they're still releasing stuff, like they're still subbing and releasing these old ass tokusatsu, and hopefully they'll be able to like get everything that Toei has published and like officially translated so that more people can get into Toku, because Toku is like basically live
Well,
action anime.
you want to know what'll make them really happy?
What?
Is if you start buying the toy.
Yes. I mean,
This
they must have known because there's like a huge, I would say a substantial percent of Toku figures and stuff like that is being sold to Westerners, and they must have noticed that. And it's like, well, how are they watching our show? It's only on TV Nihon, not TV Nihon. It's only on TV Asahi. on Fridays and Sundays. So how the fuck? But it's like, yeah,
No, there's like it's going to ultimately come down to if they can merchandise. I don't know if they would release like old versions of cart like I can't imagine them releasing. Maybe they would release like SH Fig Arts would make like a Jiraiya or something, but like I can't imagine them like being like, oh, we dug up all these old Jiraiya molds. Let's start making Jiraiya toys for all the kids in America.
right. And it's just like the weirdest thing is going to be like, how do you get Super Sentai over in a world where Mighty Morphin Power Rangers peaked and it's like really shit now? Well, not shit now, but it's been consistently shit for like 10 years, and
Yeah.
is trying to work its way back up. It's like, do you sell it as an alternative? Do you market it as the original that inspired Power Rangers? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, the boom of Power Rangers was like the boom of Power Rangers was Mighty Morphin. Mighty Morphin came out and fucking everybody knew it. It was 90s as fuck. It was perfect for that generation. Then like around probably I feel like maybe around Dino Thunder things started to really die down because they brought back Tommy again to bring back interest, and I feel like that was what honestly may have been like
So
the downfall.
basically, the boom and arguably the peak was Mighty Morphin. Then there was a downturn, and then Disney got a hold of it, and then it peaked a little bit, not as high as originally. Peaked again, and then downturn. Then Saban got his fucking rights back, and when it first went on Nickelodeon again, I think it was really good. Like they re-aired Mighty Morphin, and they did the first season of Samurai, and I think that was the latest peak. And then yeah, the second half of Samurai was trash and all
Yeah.
that. A lot of people started getting wrapped up in some scandals, so they started just getting the most milk toast actors possible. And like the actors wanted to be like more of a character, but it just doesn't reflect in Power Rangers. Like you'll have Troy, and yeah,
Yeah. And everybody's favorite Jaden.
Who?
But what was the dude's name?
I have no
Jaden?
fucking idea. All they're
you
like
mean
fucking
Samurai
cardboard
Red?
cutouts,
Yeah,
dude.
Samurai Red.
Boring.
It's like it's really unfortunate because like it was two technically three bad Sentais or Power Ranger shows in a row.
In a row.
It was Super Samurai, then it was Mega Force, then it was Super Mega Force, and like I couldn't fucking watch
Now
all
that's
of
a super
Super.
mega win.
I couldn't watch anything of Super
And
Mega
then I
Force.
heard Dino Charge season 1 was good, but Super Dino Charge was ass. So
I completely forgot about Dino Charge. Completely. But from my understanding, like Beast Morphers isn't bad. Like people have said some of the stuff from Beast Morphers is actually like good. And that's like I've seen some of the episodes and I'm like, this isn't so bad. This almost feels like they're trying. And now they're heading
ultimately,
into what would have been Ryu Solger in Japan, but
right.
is Dino Fury, I
Dino
think.
Fury, maybe, yeah. Ultimately, we'll see. What were you saying, Hakaiser?
I can't even remember. Y'all niggas was talking for a long ass time. You know, I got a short attention span. Y'all niggas was talking for like 20 fucking minutes. I was about to say, I don't know who the fuck Troy is, dude. Like, first of all, like the characters should start blending together, dude. They're like cardboard cutouts. I have no idea who was directing this, who was writing this, but like, it's like, oh yeah. Their target audience isn't gonna remember this shit. But I think they do pay attention when these characters just don't really fucking matter.
I
Like,
mean,
wow, it's only with so much wild big explosion that's gonna keep people's
And
attention.
how much fucking songs that sound like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? Shut up.
Yeah,
like I'm very much not of the school of old thing good, new thing bad, but like go back and look at like look at the characters from fucking Time Force. Like look at Jen, look at Eric, look at Wes. They're all not the same characters as like Jason, Kimberly, or Tommy. They're all very different. despite the fact that they all basically fill the same roles as those
and
characters.
don't worry, there definitely is old thing bad like fucking Turbo and fucking Alien Ranger. Get that shit out of my face.
Oh, you said Turbo was bad.
Turbo was bad. Mystic Force was bad. What the fuck?
Oh, I'm agree with that one.
Okay.
Mystic Force was.
And for any of you, you day one Tokusatsu fans, rejoice because not only will, well, I shouldn't say that. We have no idea when the current season of Toku is going to resume, but
We have no idea when the current season of anything is going to resume.
but looks like Toei is looking forward to the future. They recently just trademarked or copyrighted one of those two, maybe both. The name of Kamen Rider Saber, so that looks to be the 2021 Kamen Rider. And I don't know, from that name alone, there's not much to speculate about, but it seems like maybe the theme will be weaponry again.
I mean, I'm okay with that. I really like the design of Ryuki. I really like Ryuki and Knight's designs. I honestly couldn't like tell you about Kamen Rider Blade. I know it exists, but every time I look at Blade, I straight up think like Blade looks like a secondary rider in another rider series.
He definitely isn't very Kamen Rider-ish, but I think that was intentional because they had like, well, then again, Ryuki looked nothing like Kuga and Agito, so. Yeah.
AKA the best suits, the best series.
Nah, Agito isn't the best suit.
It's in top 5, definitely. It is
Not
definitely
for me.
in top. That's because you have bad taste.
No, it's in the top 10
like
for
garbage.
me, but it's not
you
in
like
the top.
garbage. You like fucking Gaim. You like trash.
I didn't say I like Gaim. I just said Gaim's not trash.
Okay, you've been defending Gaim for 5
Yes, I
fucking
defend
years.
it because I don't think it's trash, but I don't think it's like one of my favorites.
Ooh.
That sounds like a cope to me.
That's not a cult. You just say, oh man, there's garbage. Oh, that's trash. That's trash. Like you'd be looking at something perfectly acceptable, like especially like fitting like on theme, like Forza, and you're like, oh man, that's trash because it looks like it's supposed to look like.
I think that Forza's suit design is dog shit. I think Meteors look a lot better.
Meteors did not look a lot better.
I think Forza's forms all look like trash. How you gonna have a base suit look like trash and all of his forms?
The base suit doesn't look like trash. What are you talking about?
Bro, this man, first of all, this man got a fucking cone head.
It's a space shuttle. It is.
That's stupid. It looks
How is
dumb.
that stupid?
It looks dumb.
Oh, but fucking Wizard's head being a ring isn't? Because that's what it is.
You can't really tell that it's supposed
Yes, you
to
can, because he has the ring on his finger.
The ring just looks like his helmet. How about that? Maybe that's the
No.
difference. But either way, Wizard's just a better design. It looks cooler.
I don't agree. It's just
like
it's more distinct. But it's not really common. If you looked at Wizard and you didn't know he was a Kamen Rider, you couldn't be able to say he was a Kamen Rider. That's how I feel. No, that's honest. Like I like Wizard's design, but it's not really typical of a Kamen Rider.
I think there are suits that definitely have that
flaw.
Follow that design philosophy like Hibiki. But
Hibiki wasn't meant to be a Kamen Rider. That's
I was about to say that. Yes, I was about to say that. Thanks for stealing my fucking point. But like, even if it doesn't look the most Kamen Rider, it just looks better than Forza. Well, I think Forza has one of the worst suits out of the Heisei era. Bottom 3.
Bottom 3.
Gaim.
Gaim and Forza. You are tripping, dude.
Tell me I'm lying.
You are lying.
I, as a Kamen Rider watcher, because I've watched like maybe 4 or 5 of them at this point, only have to say the fact that my favorite Kamen Rider is still Wizard. We also been watching more X-Aid, which I actually do like.
How can you? Goddamn, nigga said. What?
I like
I'm just,
X8.
I'm seething at what fucking Hot Kaiser said because he's like, Forza's bottom 3 when fucking X8 exists. X8 so bad, it made the fucking main subber like not want to sub the entire series for a fucking year.
I mean,
Are you
that's
really
like,
saying a bitch ass heat metal?
Heat metal is a fake bitch.
look. All I'm saying is like this new one, as long as it looks better than, because I like we watched a little bit of Blade, didn't we?
No,
No, we watched a
no,
little
not
bit
yet.
of Kabuto.
Yeah, we watched a little bit of Kabuto. I think we watched the first episode of Hibiki even.
Are you sure? I swear we watched like the first episode of Blade as
No.
well or something.
Nope.
Well,
Maybe you did, but
because I know stuff about it. Like I know it's about like souls and no, that's why I know it. I know it because of we watched Zio.
yes,
I completely forgot about the fact that that's probably why I know like anything I do about any of the Kamen Rider series is because of Zio.
Zio is one of the best looking Kamen Rider suits.
I would say it's in top 10.
Okay, no, fair.
I mean,
enough.
I would have to look. I would have to look at all the Kamen Riders in the X era to see. But I really do think that it's in top 10. I mean, top 5 is easy though. That's Kuga, Agito, W, fucking.
If you like Double, you should like Build by fucking
Yeah, build is pretty cool looking. Except for I don't know, the red and blue.
Red
I feel
and
like
Blue.
it could have used a little bit more to break up the red and the blue.
Good ass.
Yeah, it's not a bad design. I like it.
Well, hopefully Saber comes out and it has a good ass design and it has a good episode that hooks people into it, like 01 did. Because you can't, no matter how you feel about this, the show right now as it is, that first episode was fucking good. I think it had the best the best writer kick in the series to date. That might be cap. I haven't seen all of them, but
Oh, that is definitely Cap, dude.
how? Which one is better? Can you like? It's hard to think off the top of your head what's better than a fucking anime finisher sequence, dude.
Do I really have to say it?
Yes.
All right, this is not Cap. There's one Kamen Rider, one Rider kick that surpasses all of them.
Decade?
No,
Stop.
don't ever say that.
I
to
like
me.
Decade's kick, but I just
Don't
don't
ever say that
think.
to me again. One episode, Kamen Rider Kuga.
You mean the one where Kuga kills all those innocent people?
No,
Yeah.
the town was evacuated.
Nah, they died from the
Man.
nuclear fallout.
This man kicked, this Rider kick in his rising mighty form. Blew this nigga up. Took out the fucking city block, dude. No other Kamen Rider has had a Rider kick that has been on that destructive level. Come on, show me.
Kamen
show
Rider
me
was not fair.
What about the time that Wizard kicked Phoenix to the sun?
Yeah. What the fuck?
that doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
What about fucking Zo where he kicks with every rider kick?
Stop that. First of all, I don't like the idea. I don't like the ideas that was presented by Zo. I feel like it cheapened the other riders. I feel like it sort of made them like accessories. Yeah, I mean, Decade did the same thing, but at least it wasn't like the real riders. It was like the fake garbage Decade versions, right?
Let me tell you this, all right? There is a character in Kamen Rider Build towards the end game of that series that Rider kicks somebody into a black hole.
Why did you spoil it? I haven't finished that yet.
That's not a spoiler. That is just
It is a spoiler.
that's a statement.
Decade.
That's the way you don't know which character it is. You don't know who it is. What the fuck? That's not a fucking spoiler.
Wouldn't that have been like something cool for me to witness on my own? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, wow, I'm watching this show. Whoa, this guy just kicked him into a black hole.
No.
You ain't consider it. That's what
You
problem
ain't considering when you
Yeah,
tell me,
consider
black
fucking
hole, smirks, black hole. That fucking nigga from Super Robot Wars. What if I wanted to experience that for myself, huh?
You were never gonna play a Super Robot Wars game. You don't like them.
No,
We
I'm
could probably
not.
play. Well, there's a new one coming out. He could probably play that. Shouldn't you be getting him excited for it?
Well, I have no idea what it's gonna be. There's
Oh well,
a listing.
there's a robot that kills another robot. Oh, fucking spoiler alert! Jesus fuck.
There's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. Like I was saying before, being rudely interrupted by this inconsiderate bitch ass nigga. There's a listing on PlayAsia for a game. I guess it's a placeholder title. Super Robot Wars 30th anniversary for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Nintendo Switch. I have no idea what it's gonna be. That's the only fucking information there. But what I'm hoping is that they're gonna release like a collection of a lot of the games. You know, probably the really good games like the alpha games, the Z
They're not
series,
gonna do a collection of
original generation.
multiple.
I think no, I think they really should because these games have not been re-released on like
You think
PS4
they
or
should
fucking
release
PS3.
a collection of multiple 40-hour strategy RPG games and they have to translate each one? Do you really think that's gonna happen?
That would be worthy of a
It's not
30th
gonna happen.
anniversary
It's
game.
not gonna
I would
happen.
be happy if, or even if it was just a remake of Alpha One, Alpha Gaiden, Alpha Two, and Alpha Three. That'd be perfect.
Shouldn't it
That would
just be a new game that just has everybody that they can get every single right that they can possibly scrounge up and put them all in the same game with a like an all
no,
star story? No.
that would I feel like series bloat is really bad in some cases because you just have like so many units, so many fucking characters trying to talk in the fucking story at
But
once.
that's
You
the
get
point.
sidelined. I think having a good cast list is what makes certain games, that stand out above the other Super Robot Wars games, especially towards the end of the really big games like Alpha 3. It's really bloated. A lot of useless units. Like they have like grunt units from like Seed and shit. They have like the M1 Astray. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have, but their animations aren't really that good, and they don't really have any true impact on the story. I don't really like it. I don't like the idea of just having characters just to sit around.
Well, well, we'll see whenever it does come out and they show more information about it. We'll see what the fuck they do.
So what is this
Oh,
Wii show? We already know that y'all only play like XCOM and some of the fucking lame shit. Y'all don't like real games.
Hopefully the Super Robot Wars game won't have a shitty art style and I can get into it.
Oh my god, there's something wrong with you. You gotta go.
Okay, well, Kuma, you want to bring up the next topic? Probably the final
the
one.
the final topic and probably the most, I don't know if I want to say important one, or at least the most long running one in here is the FGC continuing to eat itself alive.
It's like I was,
It's a fucking, for lack of a better term, it's a fucking clown world because the fucking FGC is busy trying to police itself. And they're doing it. They're fucking bunch of idiots getting themselves into hot water for shit that they've said before and shit that they
shit
are
that they've
saying.
been like. All right, so here's the deal. I got this semi ordered. This is just recent events, like this month alone. Like as we all know, there were like protests and stuff like that going on in the outside. K Brad decided to stream on the 1st of June, and he watched some of these things, and he was like, some of them he was like, yeah, this is important. Some of them he was like laughing and stuff. So somebody got on their high horse and they were like, wow, I can't believe that sponsored professional player K Brad would make light of Black Lives Matter police brutality stuff. It's like they tried to get him canceled. They tried to get his sponsor taken away. They tried to get him banned out of tournaments. It's like this is recently after that whole low tier god Cyril Blast shit. So there is a precedent for just like, get super serious and just banning people. But K Brad somehow managed to escape unscathed. All right, Fast.
Meanwhile,
Yes.
meanwhile, Filipino champ decides that he wants to make a joke, and well, that ain't go so well.
we'll just have an image of what he said up on the screen because he's deleted it, and he deleted the follow up to it where he's like, I'm so sorry, but honestly, like I'm not racist. Like my brothers are black.
It really just
Yikes.
it's one of the typical BS things of I get it. You're trying to make a joke. You probably do actually care about this cause, but don't make a fucking joke right now.
Man, fuck that.
Don't
I'm
make a
going
joke
the
right now.
opposite direction, dude.
No.
Man,
Oh really? Oh really? You mean like when Gilbert Gottfried was, how many days was it past 9/11 that he was making jokes about 9/11?
okay, I'm not gonna ask for this nigga's career. I'm not gonna ask for this nigga to not be able
Yeah,
to do
that's
to
a
make a fucking
more
his living.
recent thing.
This shit, Filipino. See, this is a disclaimer. I hate Filipino champ. I always hate him. I always thought he was a bitch ass nigga who played a bitch ass team in fucking Marvel 3. I hate Filipino champ, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fucking let that shit cloud my goddamn judgment because this man made a fucking joke on a completely unrelated fucking website, not on tournament grounds, whatever. And these niggas gonna fucking ban him from all fucking tournaments
Permanently?
First of all, he shouldn't be banned for something that he did not fucking do. Like
Right.
on the fucking grounds, he didn't do it employed by these people. So how you gonna ban him from these tournaments? If people don't like him, they'll boo him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like, at what
They're
point?
bailing him for so-called. I don't even know. Like, they don't even know what they're banning him for. They just know he made people mad. So they're like, oh well, he's violated our terms. Like, what terms, nigga? It wasn't at the tournament. You have no fucking right. Well, I guess you do. Tournament organizer, let's just say to get this out the way. Tournament organizer has the right to refuse anybody for any reason, but you don't really have the fucking moral authority to be like, well, we're gonna judge you for saying something that had nothing to do with our tournament. You weren't at our tournament, you weren't representing our tournament, you don't have sponsors of ours, but we're gonna just make an example out of you because we wanna look like the good guys. Because that shit happened with Low Tier God. It's happening to Filipino champ. It's happened in the past, and it's gonna continue happening. Meanwhile, niggas like Noel Brown beat the shit out of his girlfriend. Only got banned for a year. So,
Well, ultimately,
Actually confirmed that shit actually fucking happened.
yeah, he got arrested for that shit. And then people are like, well, you should ban infiltration because his ex-wife said that she abused him, and there were never any criminal charges filed. They just got a divorce. But people were like, now, like, ban infiltration, ban infiltration. It's just like, oh, you don't know, like, where are the receipts? Where does it?
you want to know what would have kept this from happening? If they had clout. If they had clout, like
No,
that
if-
man like Z.
If you had clout in the fucking in a certain community,
Well, I don't think it's clout. You know what I think it is?
it's double standards. But
Oh
what
no,
are
it's
you?
not that. You know what I think it is?
What?
I think it's because
No.
I think it's because they don't got the protection of the star. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they don't get the protection of the rainbow. No, it's the rainbow protection because even Blast, even though we saw that nigga Blast say to use the word nigga for years, and so has fucking, by the way, so has Justin Wong, so has Chris G, so has fucking Filipino champ. They all say the word nigga, but once you get on the bad side of the rainbow flag, only then will you get fucking dusted by the so-called saviors of the FGC.
Wow.
I've been saying this for years. See, I'm trash at fighting game. I'm better than Felix. I'm better than Nakoma, hands down, right? But I'm not a nigga who can go to tournaments. I'm not a nigga who can beat these top tier players. But I've been watching these niggas since I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? And like I was watching, I was like, man, wow, these guys are great. It was raw. Niggas was fucking popping off, and it was like
Niggas
authentic.
just being themselves, talking shit. That nigga Yipes on the mic. That nigga
right?
Z on the mic. God damn.
And like that shit was fun to watch. That shit was like, yes, I like watching it. And then over the years, they want to become more esports and advertiser friendly.
No
You got these
thuggery.
bitch ass niggas like fucking what was it? Ultra Chin, you know what I'm saying? James Chen and Ultra
James and
David.
Ultra David.
Fucking lame ass
See,
commentators for one.
this nigga
And
Ultra
bitch ass
David
niggas.
commentated on Filipino champ getting banned from East Coast Throwdown, and he was like, "Good, his type doesn't belong there anymore." It's just like, and then, God, I hate Ultra David. LTG was right about that because Ultra David even said in the fucking op-ed in the article in 2007 that he felt uncomfortable going to tournaments because he didn't know he was gonna get fucking carjacked or whatever.
He was probably the nigga who's remember. Yeah, hold on, y'all remember a couple years ago when niggas they didn't get mad enough at this, but when they was talking about things that was banned at
Yeah,
I think it was
thuggery.
Capcom,
It
and it
was
was like
Capcom Pro
thuggery.
Tour rules. Yeah,
I'm like, oh, thuggery. The fuck does that mean?
that was in their
Are you
official
serious?
rules, dude.
God damn, like bro,
It's like I said, I said this on Twitter. If you follow me, it's just like there's like a totem pole in the FGC. And it's just like if you're first of all, if you're Japanese, you're at the top. Nothing will happen to you. You can be. This nigga Daigo is crazy. This nigga Daigo say the wildest shit in Japanese, but nothing will happen to you. And then under that, it's like the rest of Asia, like infiltration, got canceled because he's the most Western. He speaks English and stuff, and he interacts with Western
Well, hang
people.
on. You said Asian, but Filipino champ.
Yeah, he's American Asian, so. But yeah,
Yeah.
and then the next totem pole is if you're LGBTQ, you're safe. Like unless
Hang on. I'm gonna take this on a side tangent real quick. Unless you are the current propped up golden goose of the FGC to prove to sponsors that they're good people,
that
Sonic
we're
Fox.
good and we love gay people. Cause Sonic Fox, he'll fucking say shit out of pocket. He'll incite violence. He'll tell all of his fucking 200,000 followers to go fucking harass people because he disagrees with their opinion, and then he pretends like he did nothing wrong. So I'm just here being gay and a furry, and you hate me, ha ha lol. That's the only reason you will ever dislike me. It's just like, okay, Sonic Fox can just get away with whatever the fuck he wants, right? And that's he, not they. You're not a fucking entity, you piece of shit.
I would just like to say that look, I'm not that kind of guy. But I fucking can't stand Sonic Fox.
Yeah, there's a lot
And
of
it has nothing to do with his or their sexuality or their gender
or
identity or
their
whatever else.
politics or whatever. It's just
Yeah, exactly. Like
as a
fucking
person.
like I just fucking I can't stand the boastful nature of not even the boastful nature of if they're good at a game. If somebody's good at a game, fucking go ahead. I don't care. Fucking Conor McGregor. Can't nobody talk shit on him because he keeps winning. Fucking who cares? But it's the fact that they're so boastful about, haha, you're mad, haha, you're mad. And
You're
it's like,
mad because I can do stuff that you.
I'm mad because you are you're the X-Pac of the fighting game community. You're getting heat. You're not getting the Hulk Hogan. Oh, I want to beat this guy's ass heat. You're getting the X-Pac. I don't want to see you on my television anymore. Heat. Go away. That's the kind of heat that you're getting out of me.
And you got so much protection doing stuff that other people would never get away with, and you know it, and you're smug about it. Anyway, let me continue this metaphor. And then the next rung of the totem pole, which is almost the bottom, or just like everybody else. And I swear to God, the bottom rung of the FGC totem pole nowadays are black people. And it didn't used to be like that. It used to be like everybody was equal. Black people could talk shit. White people like, damn, I'm not a real nigga, and nobody would care. But ever since like this, the fucking, I would have to say, honestly, when Street Fighter Five came out and all these new people were coming in, like all these people who watch streamers who so called in the fighting game community, and all these normies came in and they're like, well, we gotta clean our act up, guys. We were so immature back then. It's like, no, we were just free back then. Like, I'm pretty sure even the most thug ass thugs back in the day who was like fighting people over money matches, they wouldn't be doing that shit, but they would be talking their shit. And communication is really the only form of aggression that is like, you know, clean. It's not gonna hurt nobody. Like, you're just talking shit. You're not like fucking bullying people. You just be like, I beat you, so you're a bitch, right? But nowadays you do that. You're like, oh, are you saying that females are lesser than males? Like, no, dude.
So ultimately, what we're saying is, money is good. If you want money, you should take money, and you should compromise your morals. In other words, can we have some advertisements now, YouTube, please?
Shut
Miss
up,
me with that shit.
Mr.
I,
Six.
I don't like the idea of
The
new
culture,
people coming in,
changing the culture, and then
absolutely
blaming
changing
us
culture,
for.
and then pushing anyone who disagrees, that doesn't fit their fucking mold or what it should be now out. You've seen this in multiple communities that involve video games and competitive gaming.
Right.
You've definitely seen it in fucking speed running.
Seen this
You've
speed
seen
running.
it's happening to the FGC. It's been going on, but now the acceleration is there.
And like
And you're
I
gonna
was telling our friend Sigma that there's going to be a civil war very soon in the FGC, and whoever wins wins. That's it. So if you care about your money and the sponsors, you know what? Actually, ever since the dawn of esports, sponsorship in the FGC specifically has been getting worse because there was this whole thing before those no thuggery rules. Is I think this player called Long Island Joe was actually gonna get sponsored by fucking Brazzers, and that was gonna be like a lot of real money because it's a fucking porn site. And but when Capcom World Tour or Pro Tour put up those rules, he had to drop that sponsorship if we wanted to keep competing with them, and that sucks. Like, can you imagine the amount of money you can get? Like, that's the one thing I think is the lamest, right? Because in the Smash community and in the FGC, all these people are sanitizing themselves and changing themselves and allowing these new people to dictate the rules for the hope of more money in the scene. But there ain't been no more money in Melee. There hasn't been more money. Nintendo isn't fucking sponsoring Smash tournaments. They're only doing shit like 16-man free for alls with all items on, and then you can get like $2,000 from that. But they're not doing tour routes like Capcom and ArcSys are. So, in a fighting game community has been poor. Like, the only tournaments that fucking break even are like the biggest one, and the only one that makes a profit is Evo, and that's because Mr. Wizard is a greedy fucking goblin, dude. So, who are we really sacrificing ourselves for? Off the possibility that you'll beat 2,000 people in Evo and make it to the final 8 and get your fucking pitiful split from the pot? Like, I don't know. Like, if we had the same amount of money that, MOBA games and RTSs and shooters were getting, because those niggas, like 16-year-olds, are getting $3 million off winning a Fortnite tournament. But what are fighting game players getting? Like fucking $16,000 from winning the biggest tournament of the year? Why are you sacrificing your morals like this? We should just go back to how we were, and maybe then we can get more money off of being authentic rather than watering ourselves down.
Maybe if you were lucky, we'll end up getting those WWF Attitude Era advertisements.
Yeah, like, honestly, like a fighting game, y'all agree, right? A fighting game is naturally competitive, naturally aggressive, right? You want to talk shit. You don't want to be censored. Especially the games coming out now, the games with big titties, big asses, big violence, and you can't be talking about core values when the fucking games are M-rated and they have people beating
No,
shit.
you see the core values extend as far as Mortal Kombat, but as soon as you get into Dead or Alive, too much.
It's so much shit, dude. Like, you can't be saying okay commentator, you can't curse on stream, and then be playing fucking Mortal Kombat where Jackie says fuck you, fuck you, fuck you as she fucking beats everybody down, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Uh, well, first of all, I think you're parroting exactly what I was saying when y'all niggas was calling me crazy. But yes, these are all the things that I've said. These are what I believe, and I believe that there's no going back. I think that it's set in stone.
There's
Uh,
there
There's too
I just,
it's not set in
I just,
stone yet.
I just want to step aside and say that I do not actually agree with everything Hawkeiser says. Thank you.
because you a bitch.
Yeah, I don't either. We had disagreements, but I think the thing we can agree on is like it's going to out of like if the fighting game community was actually consistent with these new rules, guess what? 80% of people would be banned because all these people have skeletons in their closet and they're going to find out very soon. If you want to talk about this, oh, you can't say anything negative about, oh, you can't laugh at anything, oh, you can't say anything outside of the tournament. Well, guess what? We're all going now. It's going to be just like an exact recreation of the Zero Blast and LTG shit. He went out of his way. I went out of my way to misgender that nigga. But Sarah went out of their way to fucking fake that they were super sad at what LTG said to get him banned. And all it took was a fucking minute look at their content to get themselves banned. So that's what's going to happen to everybody else. Ultra David, I better see Ultra David get fucking fired from all Capcom shit because that shit he said about black people. I don't think he should be, but that's the standards he should hold himself to.
Well, I think, yeah, no, if you're gonna hold yourself to those standards, then you have to hold yourself to those standards.
You
Like I
scared of
said,
black people, be scared of your fucking job, bitch.
well, that was a lot. Anything else, guys?
Man, let's wrap this
Nah,
up.
my blood pressure is kind of high. So I think I'm done, dude.
Well, I guess. Oh, I guess last thing I want to say, since we're heading into the, well, I'm not going to say the exact date. I'm not going to date this, but coming up pretty soon is the release of The Last of Us 2.
Woo!
So, I, being the actual guy who is a fan of The Last of Us, am going to play that game. I straight up say like Joel is one of my favorite characters, probably in fiction. So I'm looking forward to seeing if they stick this landing. A lot of people have said they don't. We'll see.
Let me say the
Also,
review restrictions have been super strict. Like I've seen a couple reviews where they're like, "We're not allowed to talk about anything, but here's what we think." And I don't know. It's probably because of the leaks, but I'm always skeptical of when companies are like, "Don't talk about this until the game comes out, please." Like, not even in a spoiler way, but it's just like if you tell your reviewers to not be honest, then that's kind of sketchy.
yeah, it's the old embargo trick. It's just like the embargoes that came out around the time of Batman v Superman. You know.
Right.
But I also want to say rest in peace to the career of Hyde from that '70s show.
What happened? Did this just happen? What happened?
This literally just happened. I said I wasn't going to date this, but I guess this is going to date this. Danny Masterson, star of The Ranch, and that's charged with 3 counts of rape.
Well, he seemed like that type of dude. You know,
Bro, you just gonna immediately be like, damn, like
no,
let this nigga
I'm
go
not
to
saying
trial,
he's
dude.
guilty or not. I'm just saying he's so. It's like Christiella, you know, that fucking YouTuber, the one who parodied Eminem. Look what I'm planning. They're accusing him of being a fucking a teenage girl fucker. So,
Damn.
and again, he looks like that type of dude. But I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh,
Bro,
that's
so you gonna
guilt."
racially profile this man? I know you the last person to be
Race?
doing
What
that,
is
bro. You
race?
dark as
Race?
hell. You dark as hell.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, like, you can't just like look at somebody like, yeah, they guilty of this crime. When
No, I'm not saying that.
You
I
look
said
like the silhouette of like the the criminal dude from
Detective
Detective Conan,
Conan.
bro. That's who you look like.
if fucking Hawkwing fucking if it came out that he's getting charged with murder, I'm just, yeah, he looks like that type of dude. But I can also say, yeah, he sounds like that kind of dude. He seems like that kind of dude. I got that right.
You tripping, dog?
Say goodbye to everybody.
I would like to go on record and say that you can't use this podcast as evidence.
I'm gonna put on some relaxing, cool music to
Make sure
round out all.
if you just a regular ass nigga who don't got the protection of that damn star, you better shut your ass up. You know what I'm saying? you better get in
Play
line.
the music. Play the music. Play the music. Play the music.
That's next week.
Oi.